Good morning, Jerome and William. This is Jesse Gibbs. Wanted to make this video to accompany the estimate I'm sending over for your refinance of 590 Boulevard. Upon opening the spreadsheet, you're going to notice three tabs here at the bottom, an option 1, option 2, and a comparison tab. Let's walk through the first tab, and then we can talk about our other option. The top left, we have some basic information, your names, property address. It's a single family home, and I'm under the assumption it is serving as your primary residence. Based on your information, we're looking at an appraised value of about $530,000. We're going to look at a loan amount of about $405,450. That is up for discussion, but this is just an initial quote. Today, I could offer a 2.625% interest rate on a 30-year fix. Now, at this rate, we are having a 1% origination charge included. So basically, you're kind of buying down this rate. Moving on down, on the left-hand side under loan costs, we see the origination charge that's associated with the rate and the bank's flat $9.95 administration fee. These are the only fees collected directly by the bank. Box B here are third-party fees that the bank will pay out throughout the process. It includes your credit report and appraisal. There is a chance we could receive an appraisal waiver, but I would not know that until I have an application and am able to run your credit. Attorney's fees, as noted, are estimates, and it's based on the transaction. We can use an attorney of your choosing, or I can recommend a couple of attorneys in the area, but we will have some sort of attorney's fees. They structure them differently. I don't have any influence over these, but I just want you to be aware that these are some of the costs you can expect to be included in the refinance transaction. The government and state fees are the same. The one big thing is by using North Point, you're going to save on this intangible tax. Since it's a North Point to North Point transaction, we're able to save on that. We would this may change. It would be finalized by the bank and the attorney later on in the process, but we do have some standard fees associated with the refinance. So currently we're locking loans for we are locking loans for 60 days, but we are closing them in about 45 or 50 days. So here we see a closing date and then a funding date. Since this is your primary residence, you're allowed to a 3-day right to rescission. So you have a closing date. We allow 3 full business days to pass, and then on the 4th day, we fund that new loan. And you, anytime in between these 2 dates, can choose to cancel the refinance for any reason. Now, what we'll also do, since you're currently with North Point, is we will deduct your current escrow balance from your payoff, which will reduce the payoff and hopefully allow just for a little additional money needed to start your new escrow account. So that's what these are. These are helping fund that new escrow account. It will kind of depend on when your homeowner's insurance is due, but again, since you already have an account with North Point, we will what we call net out escrows from your payoff. And the per diem interest is going to be based on our loan amount, interest rate, and funding date. So that will update as we move through the process. Now, estimated monthly payment. What we're really paying attention to here is this principal and interest. So your homeowner's insurance and your property taxes are going to remain the same. I've just kind of let these default right now, to estimated values. So we're not too worried about this. It's the principal and interest. We want to see that we're saving money. Which we know we are. We're saving about $500 a month, more than $500 a month, about $550 a month at this point. So if we close and fund you in March, you make your first payment May 1st, so you will skip a mortgage payment for both mortgages. So you won't have one on your current mortgage, and you will not have a mortgage payment April 1st for your new mortgage. So keep in mind you would keep that, about $2,600 in your pocket. Moving on down, we see our funds required to close. So here's what I noted about the interest rate earlier. So right now I'm rolling most of your closing costs into the new loan. So we can roll some, all, or none of the closing costs of the loan. You would just need to dictate which, if you wanted to bring $2,000 to closing, we could do that. If you didn't want to bring anything to closing, we could do that. And we would adjust this loan amount accordingly to either cover the closing costs or to have you pay them out of pocket. So just keep that in mind for these initial estimates. In this instance, I'd have you bring in about $850 to the table. Option 2 is the exact same, except we go with the higher rate and lower cost. So we lose that origination charge, we have a slightly higher interest rate. In this one, you'd actually get money back. You're allowed to get up to $2,000 back at closing with a rate term refinance where we're just adjusting either the rate or term. So basically, you're going to be the same, but I do want to bring something to your attention. So most people are going to say, well, give me the lowest rate. I want the lowest rate. Well, this is a breakdown. It's what we call a return on investment. So as I noted, you're going to be buying down option 1 with that origination charge. So the monthly difference between the two rates is only $42.70. Now this is what we're calling our return on investment, which is the cost of the lower rate, so that $4,000 there, divided by the monthly savings. And it gives us almost 95 months. So it's going to take us 95 months or almost 8 years for the lower rate to start paying off. And in general, I advise my clients that we want that to be kind of 48 months or less if we're going to buy down that rate. So in this instance, I would actually suggest we go with the slightly higher rate. We've got a lower loan amount. We can lower it more if you wanted to pay some of the closing costs out of pocket. But my professional suggestion would be actually go with the slightly higher rate. Save some money up front. You're not paying as much interest because your loan amount's less. It's slightly more, but again, because of how long it takes you to recoup that, a lot can happen in 8 years, and we want to make sure we're not, leaving any money on the table. Well, Jerome and William, I hope you found this helpful. Quick note, the comparison tab just looks through the two options. You can also play with the early payoff calculator, but I hope you found this video helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a great day.